This is a test, this is a test. Test. Mic check. Test. Hello. That sounds okay. Hello. Alright guys, so I think I've got the audio set up properly now, so yeah, I'm just going to shut up for the next 47 for the next half an hour, and I'll tune in again just before qualifying starts, once the grid starts to fill up. We've only got 18 drivers instead of the 20 here with us today, so just giving apologies for Joto and Mick who can't make it, and who are in our hearts as always. But yeah, we're going to be racing around Zandvoort. We've got a quali that starts at 7 PM UK time for 15 minutes, and then we've got a 45-minute race. There is a 10 times multiplier in the race today, so after around 20 minutes, it's pretty much going to be pitch black. And I'm not talking about the racer, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a race to watch for the visuals. Difficult track for racing around Zandvoort. I think it's going to be around 26 laps. It's tricky to overtake here. It's a lot of walls around you if you do go off, and you know there's definitely going to be damage if you do see someone sliding around. There's going to be about a 3-second gap from first to last, I reckon, today as Nils goes wide there. As you can see, hits the wall. You need to be careful. So there's going to be some blue flag incidents here as well as oh, and look at that! Nils parked it on the apex, and another driver has just gone straight into him. I think that was Smalley. But anyway, I'll be back soon, guys. Thank you. So, hello everyone, thanks for joining again. We are here in OFR's ACC Season 3 Division 1, Race 2 here in Zandvoort. We're only going to have 16 drivers racing here today, due to some drivers dropping out at the last minute, or for other reasons. So I just want to give apologies from Castle, Danny, I Am Slow, Thomas, and Johto. Now we have got some replacements for them, but it's also the case that Mick and Proctor aren't going to make it either. So I think that leaves us with a total of 16 drivers overall. But hopefully it's still going to be a really fun race. So yeah, stick with us and let's see what happens. So as you can see, it's pretty dark right now in the Netherlands. We are going to be doing a day to night race. 40 minutes long the race is, and after around 20 minutes it's going to transition to pretty much pitch black like it is now. So it's going to be a big challenge for these drivers racing around with the headlights on. If they get any front damage or anything like that, the headlights are going to break and turn off, and it's going to be very difficult for them to get around this track. So let's hope everything goes okay, everything's nice and safe, and yeah, let's hope everyone can get on with a good race. There's going to be a 15-minute quali session too. There's not going to be any day to night transition in the qualifying. It's going to start at 7 p.m, finish at 7:15, and it's going to be pretty static weather. I think it's going to be around 25 degrees track temp and air temp. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Now, we've seen some people already set quite low at 136s. Now, I believe so you can see there, Lager's set a 136.2. Now, that might not be his true pace. Nils is just under 3/10 down the road, and Kuda is just over 3/10 down the road. Now, apparently, one of these guys has the capacity to set a 135.9 or a 135.8. I will be absolutely amazed if we can see that here today. If it's going to come from anyone, I think it's going to be Lager, Nils, or Andre. Yeah, that's going to be my prediction for a 135 here in quali. Now, I will just quickly go over the first race results. So, we raced in Spa last week, first race of the season. We had a whopping 20 drivers all racing around there, and it was an absolutely hell of a race. We streamed it live as well on this YouTube channel, so make sure you watch that. So it was Ams who took victory in the race, and he scored 30 points, followed by Andre in second and King Mural in third. There was a big first lap incident between Nils and Lager, I believe, and that caused Nils to drop all the way down to 19th place, and he had to do a massive fight back throughout the rest of the race, which was great to watch, but a bigger struggle for him because he lost some valuable points there. Now, from 4th down to 10th, it was Thomas Caesar, who's not racing today. Nils managed to make his way back up to 5th. Smalley in 6th after an incident late in the race that caused him to spin around at turn 1. I Am Slow went from last to 7th, which was absolutely amazing. SD12 in 8th, Castle Racing in 9th, and Ash Wilson in 10th. Really close, and that covered 30 points all the way down to 10 points. Now, from 11th all the way down to 20, it was let me just get that up, sorry. From 11th down to 20, it was Lager who finished in 11th. He wasn't allowed to quali either, I believe, so I think he had to make his way all the way back up. I can't remember now. Anyway, then it was Proctor in 12th, Kuda in 13th, Mick in 14th, Jester in 15th after a penalty, SR Dog in 16th, Johto in 17th, Badass in 18th, Bob in 19th, and Stig, who joined us for one race, was down in 20th. Now, in terms of the team standings, we've got Joe Mama Racing, and I believe that's Andre, and King Mural in the Bentley. They're currently leading on 45 points, and in second place, Ams and Smalley are on 44 points, and so Kudu Racing in third place with 27. That's Nils and Castle. So lots going on for that first place spot in the Constructors' Championship. But there's still a lot going on further down as well. So we've got Team A in 4th, Team 3, I can't remember who they are, in 5th, and we've got the Robot Destroyers, I think that's Proctor and Kuderman possibly. They're in P6 with 15 points. Badass Racing, that's Badass and SD12, or Dash, SD12 Dash I think it is, yeah. They are in 7th place on 14 points. They're only 1 point behind 6th, and only 1 point behind them is Team 1 as well. So there's a lot going on in the Constructors' Championship, which we don't really want to miss out on, because it's going to probably change order following the results of this race. So the race is due to start in just over 1 minute's time. Let's get prepared. Is anyone set at 1:35 yet? No, they have not. But again, like I said, expect to see it from either Lager, Mills, Andre or Ams, I reckon. That's my prediction. Let's just quickly see who's joined us on YouTube. We've got one of Nils fans saying Nils for the win. We've got Super Bounty Gaming's joined as well. Let's go losers. Oh, Super Bounty. I watched Dexter. I was so hyped about it until the final episode. Well, just the final 10 minutes of the last episode. And then I was so annoyed at myself for even watching it. I didn't like the ending. But yeah, Super Bounty, OFR veteran. He's going to be leading OFR Racing, OFR Endurance Racing team, sorry, in an iRacing event next week. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to be doing a 24-hour event in an LMP2 car, I think. But again, please correct me if I'm wrong, Bounty. And I'm sure he's going to be streaming on his YouTube or Twitch stream. So just search Super Bounty on Google, followed by Twitch or YouTube. I'm sure you'll find it. Just 15 seconds to go now. We're getting ready for quali. There's going to be a big change in the time of day. It's going to go back to 7 p.m, so it's going to be bright, and we're going to be able to see. I'll do my best to commentate when it's dark, but my screen brightness is very low, and I really can't see that much, so I hope it goes okay. So, here we go. We're just waiting for these final guys to cross the line now. We've got 15 drivers. El Musacchio is not going to be racing. He's just joined to get some practice in. Hopefully he could join us in the following weeks when we've got some free spaces for him. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting quali. So let's wait and see what happens. And there we go. The green flag is being waved, and we are here for qualifying session here in Zandvoort. As you see, Nils, first one to escape the pit lane, followed by Smalley and Ash. So there we go. Let's ride on board with Nils, as he's going to probably be the first one to set a lap, and let's see what he can do for his banker. So it's a really interesting track. It's not the 2021 version where we've got all these new banked corners for the F1 race that we had. It is still got flat corners at turn 13 and 14, the final corner, and also at turn 3. But it is still fun in these Group 3 cars to race. A very tricky track, like I said, it's technical. There's a lot of runoffs where it's just grass or gravel or sand, and if you hit it, you're going to lose traction, you're going to lose grip, you're just going to slide into the wall that's even closer than the sand, and you're going to get a lot of damage, so you do need to be careful. But here comes Nils. We'll go to the on-board cam if we've got one. That's the best we can do. He's in the Ferrari right now, as he's just making his way through turn 8 and 9, I believe. Here he comes through turn 10. Now, in Formula 1, this would be the DRS zone where they can open up that drag reduction system, the rear wing. You don't get that in these Group 3 cars, of course, so all the overtaking is going to just come down to skill, it's going to come down to slipstream, and it's going to come down to setup. You know, who's running lower wings on the main straight to get that extra bit of oomph. It's sort of going to come down to the driver's skill, really. So here comes Nils. This is just coming up to the final corners, 13 and 14. You want to brake hard for this one, coast around it as soon as you hit the apex, and stay full throttle all the way through. If you lift here, you're going to be losing a lot of time on the straight. As you can see, Nils is not lifting. He's full throttle all the way around. He's up into 5th gear now, and he is starting his lap. So let's see what he can do. full throttle. He's stayed in 5th. He's not shifting up to 6th. He's going to brake just as he crosses that red line there. He's brought it down to 1st gear. He's going to be going around this long right-hander here. It's a hairpin, and he needs to position his car to the left, and he needs to avoid as much of that curb on the right-hand side through turn 2 as he possibly can, because it will unsettle the car. He's done it okay so far. He's back down into 1st gear. He's making way through the flat turn 3, and uphill he goes. This is the roller coaster section. It's up, down, up, down. It feels like you want a roller coaster, and this is where he needs to stick his throttle in and not lift, because he's going to lose time. Now, as he comes through this right-hander here, he takes a lot of curb. He's hit the grass on the left-hand side as well. That's unsettled the car. He's got a little bit of understeer as he's going through this long right-hander at turn 7, but he's managed to recover for now. Doesn't take too much of that curb. He can take a bit more curb there at turn 8, but he's still looking okay. It's not the tidiest of laps, but it is still quick as he goes through that second right-hander at turn 9, and up comes the left-hander at turn 10, where you're going to get these right tyres overheating slightly there. Now he pushes the car wide. He takes as much curb as he needs to, which is not a lot at this point, and he's back up to full throttle. Now here comes the final chicane at turns 11 and 12. Again, you can take some of this curb, but he has opted to avoid it for now. He might be running a low ride out on that Ferrari, which means he needs to stay away from all the curbs. Look at that. He takes the curb and it pushes him to the left slightly. Big unsetter there, but he's doing okay. Through turn 13 he goes. He's back up to full throttle. Is he going to lift as he's coming through turn 14? It doesn't look like he is. He did do a bit of an early upshift though, just to help him keep that traction. He's going to cross the line with a 136. Oh, it's a 137.1. So he's not broke into those 136s yet, as Smalley sets a 137.3, and Lord Ash Wilson goes a little bit slower with a 138, I believe, and Lagerfani has taken that pole position from Mills already. He set a 136.6. That's just almost 5/10 quicker than Mills at the moment. So there's the banker laps from some of the guys out front. Let's see who else is on the track right now and see how the midfield's looking. So we're right on board with Jester. He's about to cross the line. What time is he going to set? He's set we can't see it from here. Let's just quickly go to drive. Jester has set a 1. Now, Jester has been setting 137s in his practice quali mode, and also in his race pace throughout the week, so I expect him to improve upon that time. But this is going to be an interesting race for Jester. He has been putting in the hours, around 15 hours practice he's done this week, so expect something great from him. See if we can get a nice shot of the helicopter cam. And let's see who else is currently on a hot lap. So we've got some guys not setting any times yet. Number 24, Andre, is just coming around the final 2 corners now. Let's see what he's going to do as he makes his way through turn 14. He had a little bit of a lift there actually, so this might just be his out lap. It is his out lap. He's currently on a 2 minutes 11 lap. So he's starting now. Let's stick with him and see how he gets on. So he is driving in the Bentley. He's keeping to the inside at turn 1. Here he comes up to turn 2. Just look how more stable this Bentley looks. It's a heavier car than the Ferrari, I believe, and it just eats up curbs when it needs to. Let's just stick with this view for now, and we can see what effect he has when he hits that curb at turn 8. So he's back up to full throttle, he's climbing the hill, and now he's going down the hill, and he's about to climb it again. He's already managed to make his way up to gear 5, a lot shorter gears than the Bentley, as you can see. What gear is he going to go through as he goes down it through turn 7? He's dropped it down to 3rd, he's carrying the speed through, he takes that inside curb just to get that little bit of extra rotation. And look at this, oh, he's not taking too much curb there, there's also someone else avoiding the curb. Interesting to see there. Now, second gear, he takes a lot of curb at turn 9. That's helping this car just turn around. And is he going to take the outside line through turn... Oh, he's broke a little bit late there. I think he could have took that in a little bit earlier. But I think that has cost him about a tenth of a second there. It says he's 3 tenths up on his time. I'm not sure what time that is, because last time it was 2 minutes 13, so he's definitely up from that. It must be from his practice time, maybe. And again, you can see him just mounting that curb, helping that car stick to the inside, reduce track distance, and it kind of allows him to get a bit early on the throttle as if his car was to go wide otherwise. So he's looking okay. Is he going to go full throttle as he climbs through turn 14? No, he's lifted again. He's lifted again. Not what you would expect from a Bentley, but what time is he going to set? It's going to look like a 137, I think it is. It's a 137.3. That's put him into 5th place. He's definitely going to do better, so we'll keep an eye on him. Now, who has yet to set a time? SOP Steve hasn't set a time yet, and he is in the 4th. So let's see how he's going. He's 5/10 down on his fastest at the moment. He's just coming up to the final 2 corners now. You can see that Porsche taking a lot of that inside curb at 13. He's full throttle all the way through 14 as well. No, he's got a lift there. He's lifting and it looks like he's backing out almost. Yes, he is. He's coming in. He is coming in to the pits. Now, this is a tricky pit entry. It's not like the F1 pit entry line that's about where SOP Steve is right now. It's a lot earlier, so you have to get that car slowed down in time. Otherwise, you're going to get a stop and go penalty. Right, let's jump to Badass in the Bentley and see what he's doing. He's only 8/10 down. Has he set a 1:36? As Lagerfani goes even faster with a 1:36.0. If Badass has set a 1:36, he has a 1:36.9. That is a fantastic time from Badass. He was setting 37s all through the week in practice, and he's just come with his quali trim and he's shown these guys what he's all about. Remember, he's only been playing this game for 2 weeks and he's already set a 36 at Zandvoort, less than a second off the fastest time here. That is absolutely phenomenal. He's a second down on his time at the minute, so he might just be on a cooldown lap. I will jump to someone else using this awesome driver switching method. Whoever the developers were, give yourself a pat. We still have yet to see a time from Steve being pitted last lap. Let's see how Bob's getting on now. Bob, we practiced with Bob yesterday. We did some hardcore figgy training. It's basically a training procedure where you go maximum attack, dive bomb every possible corner you can, really put them under pressure. And he was setting 1:37s yesterday in race trim. So expect a lot better time from Bob in the Bentley. Again, Bob is only 2 weeks into this game. He's coming from F1 and GTS. He's an absolutely fantastic driver. And he's up on his time at the minute. He's 1.5 seconds up on his time at the minute. So let's stick with him and see what time he's going to set on this hot lap. He's lost 3/10 in that chicane, but he's making it all back up as he's powering through the final straight before the pit straight of this lap. You can see again he's avoiding that inside curve at 13. And is he going to do the early upshift? No. He needs to do the early upshift into fourth air if he wants to keep that full throttle in the Bentley. But let's see what time he does as he crosses the line. 1.3 seconds up. It's a 1:38.3. He can definitely do better than that. He's probably going to get into the high 1:37s if I was to guesstimate. So good lap there, Bob. But room for improvement, of course. Keep up the good work. That's put Bob into 13th place. Let's see who's about to cross the line. 24 again. So Andre, 26, sorry. King Mural is about to cross the line. Let's see what he can do. He's 8, 9/10 up on his time. This is going to put him around a 1:36.5. That's about 5th place, I think. There we go, exactly 5th place. He's been put into 5th with that time, ahead of Nils, actually. And look at this, he cuts straight across Nils as he tries to pull over to return to the garage. That was a bit of a dangerous manoeuvre there. Oh, look at that, replay saved. We need to keep an eye on stuff like that. We had someone stopping their car on track on the pit straight on the left-hand side on the racing line last week in Spa, so we might need to put out an announcement to give drivers a warning about doing that, because it is dangerous procedures. We've got some cars about to come across the line. Ash Wilson, I think, is one of them. He's just started his laps, actually. Let's see what he's got in him. So he's currently in 10th place. His fastest is a 1:37.7 currently. I reckon he can probably improve on that, maybe get a low or mid 1:37. He's currently 2/10 down on his time though, so he's not had the best start to the lap. He's got King Mural behind him, who's on an out lap, so King doesn't want to pressure him too much here. But I give Ash one thing, he is looking stable in that car. Look at that, you can't really hear any tyres screeching or anything. It looks like he's in control of the car. He might be running a heavy downforce setting, he might have opted for more grip than top speed. That could be helping him out a lot here. It'd be good to know what setups these guys are running, but he's looking in control of that car, and he's up on his time at the minute as he drops down again and almost spins That was close. That was very, very close. Maybe pushing a little bit too hard there. He was up on his time, but it cost him in the end, and now he's 5 seconds down, so he's going to have to go round again. Now, I will just quickly jump to Lager, because he's just coming around the final corner. Is he going to be able to get into the 135s? He is at this rate. Look at that. He's a 10th and a half up on his time. This is going to put him at a 135.9. Is he going to be the first to do it? He is, a 135.913 from Lager. Good job there. And again, first driver to do it. Now, Smalley. Surprise Smalley is in second place. The underdog of the season, I reckon. And possibly a contender for the champion of the world status here. He's really in tune with his Bentley at the moment. He's in the pits right now, but he had a fantastic race in Spa last week, and he's currently in P2 ahead of the likes of Ams, Mills, Kuda, King Mural. Who would have thought that? Definitely not me, but what a fantastic job he's done here. I wonder if he can get into the 135s. Now, we've got number 17 about to cross the line. That's Coke. This is Alvaro in Discord. And his teammates at Ash Wilson. He's not got a Delta, so this must be an art lap or something. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting a bit tired. He's just started his lap now, and he's already just under a tenth up. He's lost a lot of time through turn 1, actually. He's almost 2 tenths up, and it's dropped down to just being a few hundredths up at the moment. And he is the only driver using the Audi team. So he's very brave. It seems like the Bentley was the stable choice this season. A lot of drivers have opted for it. But those who like to live on the edge see them in the likes of the Porsche, the Mercedes, the Audi, the Lexus. Yeah, really nice to see multiple cars other than the Bentley being used here. Now, he is still down on his Delta. He needs to have a good turn 8 like he just did. He's now managed to get it to around 400s up, but still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. Now, Ams is just coming down that middle straight up to the chicane. Where's Mills? Mills has just gone through turn 1. I'll quickly just jump to Mills' onboard to see if he's up on his Delta. It's getting lower, so he is about to be up on his Delta if he can keep the speed through here. It's going to flip to green very shortly. If he can nail this sequence of corners. He's not looking too bad, but he's pretty much matching his microsector times at the minute. Sector for sector, he's just gone green there, as you can see. He needs a nice exit out of turn 9 if he wants to turn this into a 135. He's got a long way to go though. He's currently on board for a 136.4 as he's lost a lot of time. Looking, he's gone red again. So he lost time as he was going around that long left-hander at turn 10. It could be an overheating tyre issue as we now get the checkered flag. So this is going to be the last opportunities these guys are going to get. So Nils is 1.5 tenths up on his time, I think, at the moment. Is he going to be able to improve for the final 2 corners? He's up already. He's now 2.5 tenths up, so he's had an excellent turn 13. He's lost a lot of time through turn 14, though. A tenth of a second he's lost. Where is this going to put him? It's still a 36. It's a 136.4, and that's moved him up into 4th place. Now, who else is out on track? Smalley is not out on track, so he's happy with his time at the moment. Ams is he's just gone through turn 10, actually. We've got a few other drivers about to cross the line. Bob's Your Uncle has stopped on track. Oh, he's returned to the garage now. Coke isn't one of them at the moment. He's still too far away. SD12 is just coming around the final corner. Let's ride on board with him and see how he's getting on. His SR Doug is about to cross the line too. Is he going to be able to improve upon his time? I'm not sure if he did or not. Kuda's managed to move up to P3. Andre has moved up into P8, so he's set 36, a high 136. Coke's just coming through the final corner in that Audi now. It sounds like he's run out of fuel. It does sound like he's run out of fuel. He's going to have to abandon that lap. And that looks like it's it. So Lager is going to finish in first. The only oh no, did King Mural get into the 135s? I think he might have done. He did. King Mural got into the 135 too, so that's 2 drivers in the 1:35.9s. Absolutely great job. Smalley got pushed down to 5th in the end there as Ams managed to work his way back up to 3rd and Kuderman was in 4th. Nils behind Smalley. These two are rivals on track. Let's just quickly see. King Mural, he did a 1:35.952. Bravo. And look at this. Steve, SAP Steve, not setting a time. Interesting. So Nils is behind Smalley. Again, expect a big battle there. Badass with a 1:36.9. That is lap of the day for me. That is an absolutely great job from Badass. I did not expect a time that quick from him. Then we had Andre, SD12, Ash, Jester, Coke, Bob's your uncle, SR Dog, and Steve. That was a great quali session. And now we've just got 2 minutes to go until the 40-minute race begins with a day to night transition. So again, around the 22-minute mark, it is going to be pitch black, and these guys are going to have to turn their headlights on. We're going to see a track temperature drop by about 7 or 8 degrees, so it's going to go from around 26 to around 18, 19. Air temperature is going to drop by about 10 degrees, I think. And they're going to have to have got their tyre pressures absolutely nailed for this pit stop, because when they come in for a 20-minute pit window, they don't want to stop again. So their tyres are going to have to be ready for that cold weather. It's going to be an interesting race. We got a little bit of bants from Smalley and AJ in the chat. Smalley saying, "Can we have 10 more mins quali? I don't need to set a lap, just want to have another beer." AJ saying, "Nils out qualified by Smalley," and then a laughing emoji. Yeah, the season bants has begun. This rivalry between Smalley and Nils, I tell you, it's gonna get worse.
Seconds. 10 seconds.
So here comes the formation lap. Oh, and SD12 has forgot to click drive, I think. I think he's starting from the pit lane. Oh no. What has he done? I think he is, yeah. I think he's starting from the pit lane. Never mind. Right, so these guys are going to be hopefully riding the brake pedal, closing their brake ducts, putting as much heat into their car as they possibly can, because they were sat on the grid for a while, and I'm sure their tyre pressures, their tyre temps, their brake temps, they're all going to be very low, and they're going to want to heat this car up as quick as they can. Now they're all going to have to drive to a delta in the form of a green box as an infographic on their screens. We can't see it, unfortunately, but I know everyone who's driven ACC knows what I'm talking about. They're going to have to stay within the green box, and whilst they're staying within the green box, they need to ride that brake pedal. Look at that. You can see Lager's input there. He's holding the brake. He's holding the accelerator. He is desperately trying to put some heat into those front and rear brake pads there. They're just coming up to turn 8 now. They're about halfway through the track now too, but still a long way to go. You can see him there just holding on to that brake pedal as he's driving through. Now, the cars can't get any damage from each other during the formation lap, but if they do spin and hit a wall or do something like that, then they are going to get damaged, and they're going to have to pit quite early on. We do have a pit window. It's going to open at 10 minutes and close with 10 minutes to go. That is to help to try and, that's to try and avoid people doing turn 1 dive bombs, because if they got damage, unless they want to pit straight away, you know, they're going to have to wait until 10 minutes in, and that is around 7 laps here today. So, yeah, they definitely need to be careful. AJ saying he's surprised Smalley hasn't crashed yet. Me too. There is Smalley in his black and pink car. Now here they come round the final 2 corners. You can see Lager is still swerving, trying to get heat into his tyres. They're going to have to line up in stacked positions now, so on the right and left side of the grid, no more single file. And as soon as they get around the final corner, they're going to have to keep it below 80, I think, or below 70 or 80 kilometers per hour. I think it's 70. They've got to keep it below, otherwise they're going to get a penalty. Look at King Mural trying to sneak ahead here. It's all kicking off. We're going to ride with the helicopter cameras. We're waiting for this green flag. It's going to be any minute now. And look at King Mural. He's managed to get ahead somehow. But Lagerfani has got that back now. And there's still no green flag. You can see the half throttle league is at 69 kilometers per hour. Where is the green flag? There we go. Green light. And we are away. They're side by side. It looks like King Mural might have the outside line as he's going through here. It's going to be a case of who's going to outbrake who. King Mural goes safe. There's contact with him on the inside of Ams. Ams managed to move up into second place right now, and now Smalley in 4th place. He's looking to make a move on King Mural down the inside into turn 2. You don't want to come into contact here, and Smalley is up into 3rd place. Look at that as Lagerfani retains the lead. Ams is moved up into 2nd, and I think that's Smalley in P3. We're waiting for the leaderboard to catch up, but what a start from Smalley. Someone's got a drive-through penalty. It's all going. I'm not sure what's going on with this leaderboard right now. You can see it's all jumping all over the place. It's showing Badass in 1st place. There we go. It's Lagerfani, Ams, and Smalley. Yes, he did get a fantastic smart. It's Jester. He must have been speeding at the start because he's got a drive-through penalty. What a shame for Jester there. I'm sure he's going to fight back though. Don't give up on him yet, guys. Now we're going to quickly jump to let's ride on board with Kuda, because it looks like he is pressuring King. I'm not sure if that's King Mural. I think the timing sheet's messed up again. Let's just quickly ride on board with him and see who it might be. He's got Nils behind him, and who's in front of him? Is it King Mural? It could be. It is King Mural. So Kuda's right in the middle of it all at the moment, as they're making their way across, through turn 14, about to cross the line to finish the 1st lap. There's a lot of gaps throughout the field now as well as the pit lane opens up. That's not the pit window, that's just the pit lane opening up, which means they are allowed to pit now if they want to. But look at that, Nils is really pressuring Kudam in here. Now I'm quickly just going to go back to this awful method of switching drivers and see if any drama's going on at the back of the field. It is. It looks like there's going to be a move into turn 1 by SOP Steve on SR Dog. SOP Steve does manage to get ahead there in the Porsche. These are 2 Porsche drivers battling wheel to wheel on the 1st lap there, and now SOP Steve is going to be pushing Lord Ash Wilson in the Ashton Martin. Let's see if he can get him. So they're going through the roller coaster section right now. You can see he's got Ash right in front of him, and SOP Steve is going to want to get past him because he's going to be losing time behind him. I think he is quicker than Lord Ash Wilson when it comes to race pace, so I'm going to stick with them just for now to see if anything comes of it. You can see he's closing that gap too. The gap was at 8 tenths, it's now 6 tenths. Oh, as we're seeing, it was that SR Dog go wide. It was, I think, hopefully he's avoided the wall, but the gap is now, it's still looking at hovering around 6 tenths. As we're still waiting for the delta to increase. There you go, it's 7 tenths now. It's really slow, this leaderboard today. Really sorry about that, guys. Oh, and Ash has made a mistake. Ash is spun. Ash is round. Oh, no. It didn't look like there was any contact. I think he just spun. I am going to save that replay in case there was any contact. And now it looks like he's going to get pressured from Badass too. Ooh, Ash is really struggling here. He's probably, I think he's down in 11th place right now. Badass in 12th. He must have had a terrible start, Badass, because I think he was in the top 10, wasn't he? He might have been swallowed up there. And he's getting pressured from Bob's Your Uncle now as well. Big battle going on for 11th place at the moment. Bob's Your Uncle does get the overtake on Badass done. Bravo, Bob. Brilliant move. Now, I'm going to go back up to the lead. There's a 2-second gap, actually, from Lagerfeld to Am, so I won't jump up there just yet. King Mural is pressuring Smalley up ahead, though, so we'll stick with these guys for now, because look at this. A big four-way battle going on for P3. Smalley's going to have to go into defensive mode here as King Mural goes deep into the corner, and now he's got Kuda in the... oh, and they've spun! Oh, no! I think that wasn't it. Oh no, look what happened there. We caught that just at the right moment. And I think he's going to let him go. I think he's lifted there and let him go. But look, he's going to get swallowed up by another Bentley there. I'm sure King Mural's not going to be happy with that. But the replay has been saved. Oh, we caught that right at the right moment as they're now going through the chicane. That's going to free up, look at this, the battle for third place, which is now Smalley versus Nils. There's a bit of a gap between them at the minute. It's 2.8 seconds. But I'm going to keep an eye on that. Just looking for closest drivers. Is Smalley on the back of... No, he's not. There's a bit of a delta. Oh, he is. He's right on the back of AMS too. So we need to keep an eye on that as well. And I'm quickly just going to jump down to Andre, who seems to be pressuring King Mural ahead of him. And also SD12 right on the back of Bob here as they're making their way down the pit straight. Now that gap between Nils and Smalley has increased to 3 seconds here. So Nils just doesn't have his champion of the world winning pace at the moment to challenge Smalley. As we've got a disappearing delta, is something going on up ahead? No, there's still information. It's still Smalley in third, Ams in second. What is going on with this leaderboard today? I do not know. AJ's asking how Nils is allowed to call himself champion, helped by the OFR steward problem. But yeah, I think so. AJ, I definitely want to see you and Nils battle somewhere. Why don't you turn your PlayStation back on and come and join us? I'd love to see you, Nils and AJ. You, Nils and Smalley, rather, go at it. Now, Smalley is still right behind. We're going to go on board with Smalley just to see how he's getting on. Look at him with his bright pink visor. How does he see out of that? Nobody knows. He's 4 tenths up on his delta, and he is really pressuring AMS at the minute. Is he going to be full throttle as he's making his way through turn 14? He is. I reckon AMS is probably 2, and Smalley's not in an opportunity to overtake him to turn 1, but if he can get just a little bit closer, next lap he might get him on the pit straight. We are only 7 minutes into this race and we have had a lot of drama, a lot of on-track action already. Ooh, a little bit of unsettling there on the inside curb, but he has reduced that gap. And once again, Smalley is up on his delta. Where's Nils? Nils is now only 2.4 seconds behind, so he's catching them. Remember, he was at 3.2. I wonder if Smalley's getting slowed down because he's right behind AMS. And you can just see Nils in the background there as these guys are making their way through turn 9. We've got another Nils fan, Bivelujic. I don't know how to say it. But, he's saying that Nils is the best. Maybe it's his girlfriend, don't know. But look at this. He's right on the back of him now as he's going into turn 11. He's not going to be able to get him here. But like I said, if he can close that gap up this lap, he might be able to get him on the pit straight. When lap 5 begins, he has closed the gap, but so has Nils. Nils has gained another 4 tenths on Smalley here now. If Smalley nails this final corner and gets a better run out of 14 than AMS is ahead of him, he might have an overtaking opportunity. Remember, both of these guys run the Bentley. They might be running similar setups, so don't expect this to come down to car performance. It's going to be all about driver skill. But Smalley is just not close enough to capitalise on any type of slipstream or anything at the minute. But a mistake from AMS has now seen Smalley close that gap to probably less than 2 tenths of a second there. They are very, very close as AJ is calling Nils a washed out driver. Wow, a lot of accusations here, and look at that. Nils is now only 1.5 seconds away. He wants to join in on this battle. I can see there is a lot of drama going on in the midfield as well. I haven't forgotten about that, guys. So I will just quickly jump to it, but I do want to see this battle for second place. So let's just see what's going on in the midfield. Oh, look at that side by side. It looks like it's Kuderman and SOP Steve. There's a little bit of contact there between them, actually. There's a little bit of contact between them, sorry, as we are also seeing right on the back of SOP Steve as well. These guys are flying through the track at the moment, information, and they're probably going to get a bit impatient. Look at this, is he making a move on the inside? No, he's not. He's just a little bit later on the brakes as we see Kuda go deep in the corner. Sorry, not Kuda. Cope. I think the leaderboard's not updated itself again. Sorry about this, guys. It's Andre, that's why. So it's Steve who's battling Andre at the moment. Sorry about that. But look at this, it's still going on now. What's the gap? It's now only 1.4 seconds between Smalley and Nils and 5/10 between Smalley and Ans. But look at this, we might see a move here. We might see a move here from SOP Steve.
Pit window is opening.
Is he going to be able to get him? He's not going to get him on the straight, at least as the pit window opens. So there's a 20-minute pit window open now when these guys can pit. I'm going to jump back up ahead because the gap is now just 1.2 seconds. It's about to happen. The battle that everyone has been looking for, the Verstappen versus Hamilton. It's Nils versus Smalley. The big rivalry of Season 3, Division 1. Is Nils going to be able to disrupt Smalley's podium at the moment? Let's wait and see. He's getting closer. He's now just 1 second behind. It's 1.1. It's close, it's close. I'm going to ride on board with Smalley though, because he's in the middle of all this, so we might get some better angles. It's now 0.6 seconds between... Oh, that's between Smalley... Oh, what is wrong with this leaderboard? It's so strange. I'm not sure of the deltas, but it looks like Nils didn't have a good final sector. He's dropped back down probably over a second, I reckon. But he's not giving up. He's still fighting. He's still fighting. Good to have you in the stream, Thomas. Shame you couldn't race today, but hopefully we can see you next week in is it Kailami? Is that how you pronounce it? It's a DLC, I believe, so you need the Intercontinental pack, of course. Sorry, I just had to cough. I got a very, very sore throat. Been talking too much today. This battle is still going on, but look at this. Nils has dropped back. He's down to, again, 1.6 seconds, so as soon as he got close, he must have made a mistake. Maybe a little bit of a bottle, but he's going to be fighting back, of course. Nils is not one to give up. We know that. He is one of the strongest and most determined drivers out there. It's a bit of a mistake from Smalley there. He went a little bit deep. Let's just quickly see what else is going on track. Now, Badass is all the way down in P15. I'm not sure what's happened to him. We've got SR Dog, who's in P14 right now. Are they back markers behind him? I'm not sure what's happened there. We've got Jester all the way down in P13, Bob in P12, and SD12 in P11. The gap has come down to 1.3 seconds again, so he is closing it down, and Andre is just 7/10 behind Kuda at the moment. AJ's saying the timing screen updates every sector. Well, that sucks. They could have done it at least in a micro sector or something, but oh, that sucks. Okay, anyway, back to the race. This battle between Steve and Andre is still going on. They're separated by just 0.3 of a second at the moment. And look at this, Nils has managed to get within a second, and Smalley's dropped back a bit from Ams. Smalley is now 0.7 seconds, so he's lost 0.2 somewhere. Nils has gained almost 0.6. Here we go. Let's get rid of this horrible overlay and see what happens. He is very, very close right now. Oh no, it's about to kick off, guys. Get ready. Look how close he is behind. He must be around 0.3 behind now. Yeah, there we go. 0.3. Is he going to make a move down the inside? No, he's not. Maybe he's trying to... Oh, he's gone deep into the corner. He's managed to avoid the gravel. Oh, and that's going to cost him some time. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Look at that. You can't even see Smalley's car now. He's lost a lot. I think he tried to outbrake him. I'm not really sure. But he lost a lot of time. And Smalley is just going to break away again now. So that's giving him some breathing room, for sure. It's not very often you see mistakes like that from Nils. Now, back to this battle between SOP Steve and Andre. It is still going on. AJ is saying Dutch driver being too aggressive. What's new? Oh my goodness. I wonder who the Michael Mazzy of OFR is. I'd love to know. And the gap is now 1.5 seconds between Nils and Smalley. Now, a little bit further down the pack, let's see who's closest. We've got a 2.4 second gap between Bob, but no, it's a lot. It looks like it's a lot closer than that, actually. Who is that behind Bob? Badass. Oh, as he goes into the wall. Almost into the wall. Someone's getting blue. Is that a blue flag? It's SR Dog. It looks like SR Dog's getting blue flag from Bob. Interesting. Now, Ams has just gone into the pits as we're seeing Smalley and Nils both stay out here. Remember that gap? It was around 0.3 2 laps ago. It's now 1.7 seconds. So the gap is increasing. Yeah, guys, sorry I'm not being as enthusiastic as I usually am. I've got a really, really sore throat. So I can't really exclaim and shout and get all excited, unfortunately. So sorry about that. But the gap is now 1.8 seconds here. Ams is still in the pit lane. He hasn't left yet. And let's just quickly check on that battle between Bob and SR Dog. Still hasn't moved out of the way. Interesting. He must have been getting blue flags for quite some time now, and he still hasn't moved. Yep, Thomas, it's a shame we couldn't race, but thanks for joining the stream, and we will see you next race. The gap is now 1.1 seconds, so it has come down a bit now. He's gained another 0.6. He needs to just make sure he doesn't make those mistakes breaking into the corner. Now, look at the day to night transition. 22 minutes, it starts to get dark, and it's about to get very, very dark. As Smalley goes into the pits. So Smalley's in and Nils is staying out right now. Now, SOP has managed, I think it might have just been then, he has managed to get past Andre. So that's been a race-long battle so far. And SOP has finally managed to get past him, so good for him. AJ's asking me what my favourite Italian dish is. Probably a tomato bolognese, or some type of ravioli filled with meat of some kind. Yeah, I'll probably go with tomato bolognese. What's yours, AJ? I'd love to know. Now, after Smalley has pitted, he has come out in 10th place right now. So he's come out ahead of Ams. Ams is now behind Smalley. So the overcut for Smalley worked. As Danny said last week, going long seems to help you out in the ACC. But let's see how that fares towards the end of the race. I think it was only 2 laps difference in terms of pitting, as Nils comes into the pit now as well. So let's see if an overcut by Nils can be done on Smalley. I'm riding with Smalley now, I believe. Nils is still in the pits there, as you can see. There's his car. They've dropped it.
Keep pushing.
And where's Smalley? He's just coming up to the chicane now. So, is Nils moving yet? He's not. Smalley's just coming through turn 13 now. And through turn 14, you can see him on the track map there. So, when is Nils going to start to move away? He's still not moving. There we go. And Smalley's going to absolutely blast past him here. He's lost a lot of time. What's that about? He's lost about a second or two. He's lost about 2 seconds there. Ooh. I don't know. I might be able to turn off the track, but let me try it. Options. No, I think it only turns it off on this screen. I don't think I can get rid of it on the other screen, unfortunately. I'm going to put it back on though because it helps me to see who's close on track. Herd. So yeah, Nils is still behind now. Someone has got a stop and go. Nils has got a stop and go penalty. Why has he got a stop and go penalty? Oh no. That's speeding in the pit lane, I think. I think that's speeding in the pit lane. Oh no, Nils, what happened there? He had an incident in Spa on lap 1, and now he's got a self-inflicted wound here in Zandvoort. He's gonna that's gonna put him down a bit, I think. When is he gonna serve it? Is he coming in now? Yes, he is. Now let's hope he gets it slowed down in time this time. Yes, he does. And now he's going to lose around a minute of his time. Oh, what a shame, Nils. What a shame. Right, let's get back to the leaderboard to see who's close on track. Smalley and Ams are still battling. Did Ams manage to get back ahead of Smalley? He did. Smalley is now behind Ams. Now, a little bit further down the pack, how's Bob getting on? He's got Badass behind him, I believe. Yes, he has. We'll stick with these guys for now to see how they get on. Yeah, I did press X to confirm it, but it doesn't take it off the menu. It took it off the left-hand side of the screen, as you can see here. Unless there's another option for it, but anyway. The gap is under a second. Both of these guys brand new to the game. And as they cross the line, the gap is just under a second, 996 milliseconds. So they are still very, very close on track. With just 15 minutes of this race to go, you can see how dark it is on track right now. There's no floodlights or anything like that. These guys are relying solely on their headlights. Now, Ash is one of these drivers that always likes to go as long as he possibly can. He's currently in P3, so he's in the final podium spot at the moment, but remember, he still has to pit. So is Ash going to come into the pits this lap? He's just made his way through the final chicane and up into turn 13 he goes. Is he coming in yet? The pit window's only open for another 5 minutes. Yes, he's in. Ash is in. So after Nils' stop and go, he's now come out in 11th place. That is a really, really big shame. And this battle between Barras and Bob is still going on. Sorry about the silence there, just had to have a little glass of water. Right, let's get back to it. So, Bob, and Badass have been within a second of each other for the last 4 or 5 laps. Neither of them has made a mistake. They are so similarly paced. It's going to be an interesting battle to watch, especially in this low light conditions, because it looks absolutely amazing. Let's jump to the helicopter cam and see how Bob gets on as he comes up to the final 2 corners now at turns 13 and 14. Look at trying to sneak down the inside, but decided against it at the last moment. If he can keep his foot down here, he may have an opportunity as they're going through turn 1, as he does in fact do that. Let's see if he can close him down. No, it looks like, again, similar cars, no overtaking opportunities in terms of raw pace, but he needs to do it in the technical parts of the track where it all comes down to driver's skill, which is pretty much all of sector 2 and 3. Ooh, and that's a mistake by Bob, I think, and that's allowed Badass to just get straight by. He's done it. It looks like Badass has pulled away from Bob now, but he's got some clean air to set even faster times. So there are quite a few big gaps here on track today, so sorry about the dull commentary. I'm just trying to see if I can find anyone who's close. 998, who's that? Oh, let's see.
Pit window is now closed.
Oh, I was on mute. Oh my goodness. So that's it. The pit window is now closed. Now Ash has come out in 10th place. Coke is up to 8th place right now, and Andre is still behind King Mural in 7th place. Now, I am just going to quickly jump back to the leaderboard to see the gap. It's 2.3 seconds, so Ams has really run away from Smalley here. And Nils, who's down now in P11, it said he was about 19 seconds behind Ash. Is that correct? It looks like it could be, in fact, correct. He's got a long way to go if he wants to have any opportunity to overtake him. A long way to go. So Jester's not had the greatest of races, but I'm not sure if there was an incident earlier on in this race. But it's not in vain. He's going to obviously get valuable practice, and he takes every race as a win, because he's learning so much about the car, so much about the game, so much about the mechanics and so on. So he's definitely not going to be ashamed or anything like that. SR Dog, I'm really not sure what happened to him. He must have lost so much time. He's saying he's 14 seconds behind Jester at the moment. Nils is not out of the points. It's points for all drivers. Top 20 get points in this division, but he's out of points above 10, if that helps there, AJ. Smalley has dropped down to 3 seconds behind Ams. It doesn't look like, from the leaderboard anyway, that there is a lot of action going on track at the moment. Now, again, looking for battles out there on track. Again, everyone is spaced out quite a bit at the moment. I just cycle through everyone to see if I'm missing something. So that's a blue flag in front of me. Now, I'm going to quickly try to cycle through again, looking for the closest on track. It does look like Kuderman has actually closed up to the back of Smalley, actually. So let's see if this is true. It looks like it is, and it looks like we've caught this right at the right moment, too. So let's do the onboard and see if he's going to catch him here. Kuderman now just 5/10 behind Smalley, who's currently in that final podium slot at the minute. Through turn 1 they go. The gap has reduced, and look at this. Kuda is also up on his time, so he might have got to have a helping hand from the slipstream of the car in front of him. He's dropped back. No, he's not dropped back. He's getting closer though. He's getting very, very close. Bit of a mistake from Smalley there. They're side by side, almost side by side as they make their way through turn 10. This is going to be it. Now look at this. Kuderman may have the inside line here. No, he's not. He's tucked in behind Smalley. But this is going to be very, very close. This could be the overtake we've been waiting to see. Who we thought it was coming from Mills, but it is in fact coming from a Porsche of Kuderman. Now let's see if he's got him. They're close, they're very close. But I don't think he's got the drive out of the final corners. Get him, he's touched the grass slightly there. Oh, and look at that! Oh, they both had to avoid a spinning back marker there on the left-hand side. That was very, very close. But he's not letting him go. He's not letting him go at all. Ooh, he's getting closer. Ed, thanks for joining. Ed has said Smalley is the best around. Good one. But look at this. It's even closer now. It's less than 4/10 of a second. It's almost below 3/10 of a second. This must be the opportunity that Kuda has been waiting for. He's not going to be able to send one down the inside here because it's a really tricky chicane. And if you get it wrong, you're going to be in the gravel and it's going to take you around a minute to get out of it. That's how deep that gravel is. You will be beached, but it's even closer now. It's below 3. It's 0.279. This could be it. He just needs to get a good run out of turn 14. He needs to not lift, and he's got the good run. He has definitely got it. So look at this. He's right behind. He's closing in on him. Smalley's looking to go right in the center of the track to try to cover the inside. Is he going to be able to do it? Is he going to be able to stay ahead? He is. He's going to stay ahead for now. But is Kuderman, not Kuderman, yeah, is Kuderman going to go around the outside? No. He's going to have to stay behind for now. But look, he's just really, really desperate to find some space to stick to the inside wherever he can, as they both almost go deep into the corner. And Kuderman is having to do some really serious heavy braking here. He's lost around 7/10 of a second at the minute, being stuck behind Smalley. Smalley, pressure here for that final spot on the podium. Can Kuderman do it with just 1 minute to go? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the final lap either. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. Through turn 9 they go, a little bit deep there. There's going to be one more lap, I think. Yes, there will be one more lap. So let's quickly just cut back to it and see as they go through turn 11. Ooh, they're very, very... Oh, down the inside, Kuderman's looking. He's not going to outbrake Smalley there. He's got absolutely zero chance. as there are 8 seconds left on the clock, which means that the leader has started the final lap, and these two guys are gonna get a chance to go round and do it all again. So they cross the lines for their final lap now. Let's see if Kuderman can do it. Now, where is Nils in all of this? He's down in P11, just 1 second behind Lord Ash Wilson. This is not going to be Nils' last lap, I don't think. No, they are going to get another lap, so Nils could still make a move on Ash Wilson to get into that top 10 to make AJ proud here. Is he going to be able to do it? I do not know. They're close though. I'm going to quickly switch to drive so I can see this without the map overlay. They're coming through the final 2 corners here. Oh, Nils has got a really, really good drive. Oh, look at that move from Nils. Oh, he was so late on the brakes there, and he's managed to get it done down the inside. That was the Nils that everyone showed up to see. That was absolutely amazing. Now I'm going to quickly jump back to that battle between Smalley. Oh, look at that! Who's that? Is that Kuderman? What happened there? Save the replay.
The leader has finished the race.
As Lagerfani crosses the line in first place, Ams is going to cross the line in second place, and there was an incident, I think, between Kuderman and Smalley there. One of them outbraked the other. SOP Steve has managed to catch right up to the back, but Smalley is going to cross the line for P3 at the minute. It's going to be Kuderman in P4, Steve in P5, and King Mural coming around the final corner now is going to finish the race in P6 with Andre, his teammate, behind him in P7. Now, it's going to be SD12 Dash behind them. Yep, Andre finishes in P7. SD12 Dash is going to cross the line in P8. It's going to be Coke. That's Alvaro in P9. And let's just quickly see if Nils is still ahead of Ash. He is. He managed to pull it off just at the right time. SD12 Dash has now crossed the line too. So have the 4 guys that were lapped too. And then it's going to be Coke in P9. Nils is going to be coming across the line in P10 as Ash goes deep into the final corner there, wide at the final corner, sorry, and that's the race done. So it was an interesting battle out ahead. Smalley managed to get a nice podium there. Not sure what happened at the end there with Kuderman. I wonder if we're going to see a report about that, but a lot of battles going on. Nils again, he was affected by a mistake which caused a stop and go penalty that he had to serve, and that dropped him all the way down from P4, I think he was, to P12, and he's managed to work his way back up to P10. But there we go, that's the race over. So next week I'll have my energy back, and I'll make sure I'll scream and have all the enthusiasm one can have in the commentary box, and we're going to be racing at a DLC track at Kalani. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in for that. There's the final race results. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, guys.